I want to point out that it's wrong that Shary, I just call her Shary. It's wrong. It is totally non-factual, 100% wrong. She waited a week or over, like some people say, waited over a week to report him missing. That is just simply wrong. It's got nothing to do. Susan Veach is great, but she perceives things differently than I do. She's not lying about anything. You know, yes, it's Susan Veach. She's great, but let's look at how I look at it. Okay, she says, up above or wherever, waited over a week to report him missing. Well, that's just flat out wrong. Now, let's take her dates. Kenny began his hike on the morning of the 10th after his famous farewell hug. That was the morning of the 10th. The morning of the 10th. He said, I'm going to go on a long hike. I'm just going to keep going north over the mountaintops. And he was irresponsible as far as reporting in. A lifelong pattern. So now let's look how long she took to report him missing. Let's start on the 10th. The 10th, he begins his hike, but he was going on what he said was going to be, a 4-day hike. Some of the things say overnight, but it has been stated over and over, I'm going to go on a several-day, 4-day hike. I'm going to go to the north forever. Okay, so that's the 10th. Now we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, in which nobody would suspect anything, how irresponsible he was about checking in. Plus, the phone was found at the cell mine. And so you have a spread there of a couple of days. First of all, you have an extra day that myself or anyone, and Kenny Veach said many times, I come home, I'm bedridden for 3 days, and he was out doing his own thing and whatever. I'm bedridden for 2 or 3 days, which Shary knew. So Shary comes out on top again. So went over a week to report him missing is false. It's just not right. You're talking about a gap of a couple of days. And then remember, when you call to report a person missing, where they're going to go flying up with helicopters and search teams, you're going to sweat it out for a day, or a day or more, especially in his case. I have to come home, I lay in bed, I can't do anything for days. So if anything, if someone wants to say she didn't report him missing soon enough, fast enough, well, that's a gap of 1 or 2 days. I get home from hikes and, I check in and stuff like that and say, okay, I'm heading back or whatever. And then I go home. I don't get out of that goddamn bed for 2 days. Just like Kenny Veach said, that I lose 15 pounds of weight. Well, what did Shary do wrong? Over and over, it comes out dead on that she's right. There was no week. Okay, waited over a week to report him missing, and that starts on the morning of when he started his hike? Wrong. It starts on when he could be expected to be missing up to the point to call the cops, which she did, which is a gap of maybe 1 day, 2 days. That's the facts, people. That's the facts.